Hi, my name is Megan Goodman. I love Europe and learning about the history and culture of Europe. I didn't know much about Finland though, which is why I chose to study it for this project. Finland is a northern European country. On this map, Finland is colored in green and is nestled between Sweden to the west and Russia to the east. The capital of Finland is Helsinki. It's located on the southernmost end of Finland and touches the Baltic Sea. The population of Finland has now reached about 5.5 million people. Most of the population resides in the southern part of the country, with about 85% of people living in cities and towns. The official languages spoken are Finnish and Swedish. Finland officially joined the European Union, or the EU, in 1995. It's one of 28 other countries to be a part of the political and economic union that was created to unite European countries after World War II. The first known humans to arrive and live in what is now Finland arrived around 7000 BC. The first recorded history began in the 12th century. For much of its history, Sweden and Russia ruled the land and people who lived in this area. In 1713, the Russians invaded Finland in an attempt to establish official rule there. War broke out several times between the Swedes and Finns and the Russians in the subsequent years. In 1809, Finland detached itself from Sweden, and finally in 1917 they achieved their independence after the Tsar of Russia abdicated his throne. Finland struggled throughout the world wars, but has recovered and has become a prosperous country since. Notably, in 2000, they elected their first female president, whose picture is in the bottom right of this slide. The Finns possess largely liberal attitudes in regard to politics and their general way of life. They are a fairly relaxed and non-judgmental people. They generally do not make snap judgments on people and form their opinions of them over time as they get to know them. They have a strong sense of national identity and take great pride in their history, heritage, and accomplishments. The majority of Finns are Christian by birth and belong to the Evangelical Lutheran Church. The sauna, as pictured in this slide, is an important symbolic icon for the Finns. Saunas are found in homes, offices, factories, hotels, ships, and even deep below the ground in mines. The majority of Finns use saunas at least once a week to relax and de-stress. Sauna use is akin to a spiritual experience for many. It's a place for quiet and meditation. Certain holidays are important to the Finns, and they often spend them with their families. Some holidays are of the same importance to us in the United States. Many are associated with Christianity, such as Easter in the spring and Christmas in December. Christmas is observed from December 24th to the 26th. During this time, all schools and businesses are closed, so people can spend time with their families. The Finns celebrate May Day and hold the Midsummer Festival in June to celebrate the summer solstice. Many Finns who live in the city head to their summer cottages at this time, where plenty of drinking and bonfires take place. And just as we celebrate our Independence Day in July, the Finns celebrate theirs on December 6th. The Finns highly value their family life. There are about 1.4 million families in Finland, and about half of those families have one or more children. It's highly unusual for a family to have more than 4 children. Only about 13% of those families are single-parent families. The Finns highly value equality between the sexes. High numbers of both men and women work. Legislators and employers are highly supportive of the work-life balance for their families and have created regulations and systems that offer several options for family leave for those who have children. Some employers offer up to 3 years of paid leave for their employees, and numerous daycare options are provided for parents once they return to work. Education. The school system in Finland stands in stark contrast with those in the United States. The schools are publicly funded and comprehensive, meaning they are open to all, and acceptance is not performance-based. Teachers are allowed much more autonomy in their classrooms, allowing them to create personalized learning environments for their students. They are not inhibited by strict regulations, standards, or required testing. Tuition, fees, and even meals are subsidized and offered to every student. Children go through school grades similar to ours, and when they are 16, they can choose whether they'd like to pursue higher education through a university or receive vocational training. These two options both last about 3 years each. I wanted to touch briefly on some common foods in Finland, as food is a great connector among different people and cultures. Similar to the United States, the Finns use a lot of meat, fish, potatoes, oats, berries, and milk, and dairy products in their dishes. Reindeer is seen as highly nutritious but is considered a delicacy and is not commonly eaten. The two dishes pictured below are examples of common and traditional foods one may encounter when visiting or doing business in Finland. On the left, we have small pies that are made of rye flour, potatoes, rice, carrots, and sometimes egg butter spread. On the right, we have sausages that are usually grilled and often paired with mustard. Work and business. There are many similarities between the Finns and the United States in regard to business and work practices. The Finns are typically formal in their business etiquette. In their conversations and meetings, they get straight to the point and don't engage in much small talk. Face-to-face meetings are not a priority, and communicating through phone or email is completely acceptable. The Finns value punctuality. Tardiness more than a few minutes is usually unacceptable. The most popular vacation months are between June through August, so it is best not to schedule meetings or visits during that time. Their office dress code is simple and conservative, with men wearing dark suits and women wearing pantsuits, skirts, or dresses. Though Finland is far, we do share many similarities with these peaceful people. The Finns celebrate and honor the history of their country and those who came before and fought for what they have, as do we in the United States. Family is important to the Finns, as are certain holidays, which are a time for family to be together. The environment and culture of the workplace is also quite similar, as we value punctuality, working efficiently, and acting and dressing in a conservative manner. Many differences can also be found. The overall non-judgmental, laid-back, and the liberal attitude and way of life is quite different compared to many parts of the U.S. There is a lot more support offered in early child care and parental leave for new parents, alleviating some stress on families and creating a greater work-life balance. The education system stands in great contrast, as teachers are allowed more freedom to teach and help their students based on individual needs, and that education is offered to everyone, despite economic status, location, or performance. Thank you for listening.